What was one of the biggest mentors or advice that you've gotten for yourself?
There's been so many. One of the biggest pieces of advice that I've been given to date was given to me before I moved to Nashville, before I ever knew any success. It came from a guy named Kent Blasey, who this past year got inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. He's written a lot of songs for Garth Brooks. And I was asking him one day, I was writing with another guy who had just had a #1 song, and Kent's a legend. And I said, I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not afraid of being told I'm not good enough. I'm not afraid of hearing no, and I'm willing to work. But in songwriting, I've seen so many people have success and it just go to their head. And I asked them, I said, on brand new success, and Kent, you've had success for 20 years. How did y'all deal with success? How did y'all manage the success? Because I hope one day to be able to experience that. And I would love y'all's opinion on that. Kent gave a few stories, but the one thing that he said that I've probably shared to 500 people, he said, Lance, enjoy your successes, but never become them, and you'll be fine.
Nice.
And that's been so true, because the week that I had the #1 song, I couldn't walk into a restaurant and pay for my meal. I couldn't walk into a bar and buy a beer. I was getting called to go on every writer's retreat, be at every party, come to everything, every function, just because people wanted to be around the #1 songwriter of the week. Mm-hmm. Well, the next week it was another songwriter. And over time, they started not calling me and calling the other people.
Yeah.
And it was just one of them things where if I had gotten used to that way of life, and then when it started dwindling, I would have felt like my life was worthless. Mm-hmm. I appreciated the #1 song for what it was, the gold record, the platinum record, the plaques that are in the other room, and these things behind me. I've enjoyed them and appreciated them and celebrated them for what they were, but I don't let them change me. I try to stay humble. I try to stay grounded, and know that, who was it one time that said, this too shall pass? I can't remember who, it was an actor. And it said, if you have, hardships or hard times or struggles, this too shall pass. But when you have successes and you're on top of the world, mm-hmm. this too shall pass. So you got to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself humble, and things like that. And that's probably been one of the biggest things for me that I've learned to keep me, from losing my head and becoming, kind of a turd.
Mm-hmm. Now, in contrast, you're back on a big stage. The whole world's listening to you. What is that one message that you want everybody to remember Lance Carpenter for?
Man, just love everybody. Just, I mean that I don't have, like, someone's asked me if you could have one song and that was it, what would it be? I can't say that. I always tell people my best song is probably my next song. Mm-hmm. But my faith is huge for me. If it wasn't for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, then I wouldn't be here doing this. And for him, it's just about loving your neighbor and loving your brother and giving more than you get. So, I mean, if you really boiled it down to something that's simple for everybody, I think that would be it. Giving more than you get. This would be kind of just love everybody and do good, be the good guy, not the bad guy.
So how is success like a tailwind?
Success is like a tailwind. Momentum, I think, definitely with success. And that comes from, patience and perseverance and, having alligator skin here and no. But as soon as you start having confidence and start having success, it is like a tailwind, because so many people in town don't believe in themselves until they have something happen. And once they start seeing that, oh, wow, that was one of my biggest dreams and it just came true. Maybe I'm not dreaming big enough. And that's what I tell people. If your goals don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. Mm-hmm. But I think the momentum of success is something that is infectious. And I think, like a tailwind, momentum can lead you to success that you think is impossible. And the more you do that, you'll realize that impossible is just a word in a dictionary. Doesn't mean anything.
Awesome. Nicely done. And that is how success is like a tailwind.